Hello. I looked at this a few times a month ago, and eBay sent me an email, and it was on sale from $20 US to 12. So anyway, when I went in on the site, it was $12 American and $13 shipping. So it was $25, which was actually $40 Canadian, but usually it's $35 or $40 shipping for something like this. But it was super cheap, so I bought it. But anyway, this is the authentic style for a 6970 SL. This is a newer style. This actually is the style where it goes up around instead of that beveled in. It stays this big. Well, this is kind of a style that has been common since like the early 70s right up to today, when this is more like the 60s style. So when I have this apart, I'll check to see if the spacers are the same. Like it may be, because it's a little bit totally different look, but it's the same size, 160 millimeters. And so anyway, this is the authentic style for the older SLs. Same as my original backing plate has this style too, but it has the arm up here instead of down here, or it has the arm this way and the cable hooks on here, but it still has this funky looking style. And as I said, this is a common look for all the motorcycles you see, but it's not common to see this small hub like this. This is only in the older style bikes, and this is only on the older style bikes. So I may put it on, may not. Depends, one, on whether the spacers are the same, because I don't want to go to that fiasco again. But I can glass blast this and polish it up, and I'll have it, if I want to put it on. Like, this looks nice, but this is a more common, newer look when that's more authentic. And like over here, see, here's the one that came off it, and it has that beveled in like the older look, because this is a 71, and this is a 74 XL, and you can tell it's got the newer look, and this is the newer hub look. This was actually a good price. I could have used it, I didn't, but there's no cracks in it. It's needs bearings and cleaned up and stuff, but there's no cracks. And if you Google 74 XL 350 and look up close on the hubs, you'll find they have cracks too, right there on the edge. Many cracks, but anyway, this one has no cracks. I won't be using it, I don't believe, but it's a good hub. It's here in my collection. So anyway, what was I doing? I sprayed a little bit of lube up on this. It quieted that down quite a bit. Anyway, that seems to work absolutely perfect. What a miserable place for that little cotter pin up in there. But anyway, I can use that if I want. I have the choice. And as I said, it was quite cheap, so I got it. And usually that would usually cost $70, $80, $90, $100, and it was only $40. So, and it's in good shape. Even the other side's all good. And yep. Yeah, it has brake shoes, needs cleaning up, but it's in good shape. That one's in good shape too. But anyway, I don't know where the cat is. He's not around right now. Anyway, I spent the day, I built this. Only actually Can-Am, white Can-Am older style Can-Am people would recognize this, what it is. But this is actually the top of the airbox, and it was the right size anyway. I hammered, drilled, and filed and worked at it. And what that is it goes on that plastic nut right there to take it off. See, there it is. And then we stick the bar in here. There, see? Off it goes. So I'm pretty impressed because those nuts are almost impossible to get off. There it goes. The hardest part here was my drill bits are pretty well wore out. There, right on. Yeah, there. Anyway, that took a bit to make that all fit in around because it has to go over those little pins or like the bumps. Anyway, after a while, I got it so it goes down over that plastic. I have a whole bunch of these, and every one the nut's on, and it's on there for like forever. But anyway, that worked good. But that was a lot of work. That took hours to make that. But anyway, now I can take all my airboxes apart and put back together a couple good ones. Actually, they're all in good shape. They just need to be taken apart and cleaned up. The odd one's broken. That one's both broken. But anyway, this is my next. This is an MX tank. It's a little smaller. This actually isn't an MX tank. It came off a 74, early model 74, which had the skinny tank. But I'm going to clean it up, sand out the scratches and polish it up. I've already checked it. It appears to be solid. It has coarse threads in here, and those are the screws that came out, and they weren't stuck. Most of them are fine thread, but this one came coarse thread, so I left the screws right there so I won't mix them up. And I just got through tapping out with a little bit of cutting oil on my tap. I just cleaned both threads. So anyway, this needs cleaning up, but that's the whitest tank I have, next to the one that's broken up there. And in here, it is a little dirty, but and it smells like old gas, but I don't see too much goop down in the bottom, but it does need cleaning out. And the gas cap actually is good. But anyway, I think I can polish that up and that'll be quite white. I have a few of these tanks, quite a few. One's broken on the top, and I got one that's really polluted inside, and a couple that are very yellow. And I could paint them. I don't really want to paint. I want to leave them the original, but they all have to be coated on the inside before the stickers can go on. But this is the one I'm going to clean up, and it's a little narrow everywhere. But I have one seat that the foam was bad, and I ground it like quarter to half an inch off the foam everywhere to shape it up to make it usable. And the cover went on. The cover actually went on tight and hard, but it's also a little bit skinnier than original, and the seat actually matches up to be just about the same thickness on the front as this tank, when usually these tanks are much smaller, narrower than the seat. But I have one seat that I was going to use on this bike, that the shiny cover, that the foam is smaller, so the seat's a little bit smaller, so it matches. So anyway, this for now is going to be cleaned up and see how I go, how it works. it's whiter than a couple of the other ones, and I don't like the blotchiness, and I don't think that one's blotchy. I'll find out, but I don't think so. It looks, but anyway, I'm happy. That's the first time I've ever had one of them. But usually, if anybody's taking these off, you use like a screwdriver and a hammer, and all you really do is chip away and wreck them, and they don't loosen. And where these have been together for 50 years, they were tight. So anyway, no cat in sight. Well, anyway, you guys take care and good night.